Hello valued viewers, I hope you're all doing very well. Today we're having another look at the SR-72. A couple of weeks ago we did this video, could the hypersonic SR-72 beat the Chinese Navy? And it was a really interesting exercise of what happens when you put truly hypersonic aircraft in the theatre. So we need to expand on it. You guys requested you wanted to do it against the Russians. So today we're going to look at how far could the SR-72 penetrate into Russia with their modern defence. The setup will be fairly similar to last time. We have one SR-72 here, starting at 70,000 feet and Mach 5.6 times the speed of sound. He has to get to within this yellow ring here, which will be showed on your tactical maps. The yellow ring is 90 miles radius and centered around this thing here. What this thing is, I don't know. You're going to have to make up the role play, but it's something secret in Russia that absolutely must be photographed. Remember, our SR-72 is photo reconnaissance only. It is not a fighter. And 90 miles is the minimum distance we need for our camera to work. So that's what we're going to do. Get somewhere within that 90-mile ring and then ideally get out. We can only be within the boundaries as laid out by the purple lines. 350 miles wide, 480 miles plus long. So it's a really big theatre. In terms of the geography, we are starting within Ukraine here. Here is Crimea. Here is Russia. Here is the legal border. And the yellow line shows the current flot. Defending Russia today are 16 aircraft airborne with 2020's weapons, plus an S-400 SAM site. First line of defenders, pairs of Su-33s, AI set to veteran skill level, armed with 6 SR-77-1s, max range about 60 miles, and 2 close-range heater missiles. The next line of defense, and this is something new, we've got MiG-31s with pseudo-hypersonic weapons, again in pairs, armed with 4 R-37M long-range axe head, modernized axe heads. These things have, in optimal conditions, a range of 160 nautical miles and can just exceed Mach 5, making them neon hypersonic. Can our hypersonic aircraft get through? Well, that's going to be really interesting science today, and I'm really interested to see today's results. And finally, the S-400. The S-400 has a range of about 160 miles. We've got to get well within its sphere of influence to get the picture and then get out. And before we start, viewers, I thought we'd just take one closer look at the S-400 because I've had some interesting findings. Since we've started using the S-400, which is a very good mod in DCS, you guys, the viewers, have complained that it is overachieving in DCS as compared to real life in the Ukraine-Russian conflict. I've not really thought about it too much until today. First, let's have a quick look at the statistics. Like most modern long-range sites, it has a whole series of different missiles within each site, calibrated for different jobs. Cheap close-range missiles for close-range, easy-to-hit targets. High maneuvering, very accurate, very expensive intercept missiles for intercepting ballistic missiles. General purpose, medium to long-range missiles. And some even have ultra long-range missiles. In fact, I think it might only be the S-400 that does in terms of this 40N6E. Two questions I'd like to answer. One, why do we only use the version that is rated up to 150 miles? Well, that's because the ultra long-range missile, this one here, the 40N6E with a range of about 250 miles, nearly 400 kilometers, was actually only built in very small numbers. I wouldn't be surprised if they've actually already been used up by now. So in reality, they don't really exist in any useful numbers. That's why we max out on what most of the sites are equipped with, the 48N6DM, with a range of about 150 miles. Sticking with this missile here, I note in Wikipedia that it says that its maximum speed of this missile is Mach 5.6. I was doing some testings on this scenario here just to get everything working, and I actually clocked it at over Mach 8, more than 2 times the speed of sound faster than this claim here. And I wonder if that is why it is overachieving in DCS. The speed of a SAM is very important because it determines the amount of time a hostile has to evade that missile. So I would like your feedback from that, and we'll have a look at that closer as we go into today's scenario. That's it, guys. 8 Su-35s, 8 MiG-31s and a what we think may be slightly overachieving S-400. Are we going to be able to do it? Predictions. Oh, I've tried it in stages just to make sure the missiles fire, but I've not actually tried to do the course, so I don't know if it's possible.
I think this is going to be difficult. It's a difficult solution for any missile, but the missiles do have the excess performance to intercept this thing.
Welcome in. First run. Firedad's going to have a go. I've not let anyone try this course before because I didn't want anyone to have an advantage, so everyone is going to be in the blind here. He will max out at about Mach 5.6. He'll stick at about 70,000 feet because that is optimum for our version of it. And I'm aware that the true variant would be Ram/Scramjet and will probably go higher. We can't do that in DCS, but 70,000 is going to be fine for today. Any last words, Firedad?
Let's get it on.
We wish you the best. 3, 2, 1, go. Burst your way over the flot. That never gets boring seeing it going that fast, viewers. Look at the size of its member here. That is representing the speed that it's going. And look at the members of the other aircraft. We know when the hostile aircraft have seen fired at because you can see they turn their afterburners on and they engage. Some of them won't, some of them will. Let's have a look at these MiGs over here. You can see they haven't seen them. Or they've seen them, but they've decided that they don't want to, they haven't got the fuel. And we're talking about such big distances here, viewers. That's 340 nautical miles. That's nearly 400 statute miles. So there's no reason for that MiG-31 to burn in. It just wouldn't be feasible for it to do it. These guys, however, are plenty close. Su-35s are on their way to intercept. The maximum firing range of their missiles is about 60 miles, viewers, but as we found last time, when you're dealing with a hypersonic opponent, getting a firing, not a radar truck's not a problem because we've not made it stealthy, but getting a firing solution, a kinematic firing solution is actually very difficult, and therefore they'll tend to fire 20, 30 miles we found last time. I don't really know. You'd have to do some very complex maths to understand why, I guess. Right, fire's going for the very interesting technique of going straight towards the hostiles, so that should be interesting. 70 nautical miles. Look how quickly it's closing that distance. 55 nautical miles. We've equipped the SR-72 with an MWS missile warning system, so he will know when hostile missiles are in the air. Okay, these guys are also engaging over the Sea of Azov. These guys are not. These guys have just decided they just can't make the intercept. Right, here we go. 28 miles. Are they going to fire? Fingers crossed everything works. Oh, there we go. We've got a missile out. Here we go. R-77-1. There is no damage model on the SR-72, so honesty policy, please. And that is it going to kill him? I can't. Yep, it's going to kill him. Firedad's out! First one. Pretty bad driving fire. Straight into the hostiles. Resetting server.
I figured we could go right over the top of them, but apparently you can't.
No, you got to remember its turning circle is 200 nautical miles, so yeah, you got to plan way ahead. Round 2, Matrix going to give it a go. Say when ready.
I'm ready.
Right, viewers, here we go. The Matrix. If you want to know the speed, viewers, look at the bottom of the screen. You can see true speed. True speed, 3173 knots and climbing. That's about Mach 5.6. We're up so high, you can actually see the curvature of the planet. Look at that, viewers. No flat earthers here, I'm afraid. Right, what is Matrix going to do? So when you're driving this thing, viewers, you have to fly it like... And I'll put a link in the video description. You have to fly it like an oil tanker. It's not an F-15. It takes 200-mile radius. That radius to turn the thing around. You have to plan 200 miles ahead. It's really awkward. Right, so far these guys are intercepting. They won't fly towards him, viewers. They'll fly towards his predicted intercept point, which will be something like that. Okay, he's making a slow, lazy left bank.
Right bank now.
Right bank now. Right, the real Dark Star, of course, could go like 100,000 feet. Ours can't, viewers, because we only have turbofan and turbojet engines in DCS. And if we put them above 70,000 feet, they stop. What can poor old Matrix do? Has he left his turn too late? I don't know. He certainly made the hostiles turn the other direction. Uh-oh, and that's 100% a missile. It's going to go straight into it, and there is nothing Matrix can do if he maneuvers. He just burns the speed off, and... Okay, and honesty policy, guys. Bang, smash, matrix down, first hurdle.
To me.
Anyone else want to give it a go, guys? All right, viewers, the guys don't want to give it a go, so I'm going to try and plot a route. So let's have a little think here. I can either go, I think, that gap there over the Sea of Azov, viewers, or that gap there. Now, that gap there looks slightly closer, and that means I can get there quicker. They'll have less time to react. So I think I'm going to go for that gap there, which is a vector of 089. Then I think I'm going to push for that gap there, viewers, and then bounce off that yellow there. Let's see if that works. In 3, 2, 1, go. No countermeasures in this. The countermeasure, like the SR-72, SR-71 from the 1960s, is its speed and its altitude. Right, let's see who we've got reacting here. So I can get right there. I reckon I can thread that, bearing in mind the distances I saw them firing on Matrix and Fire.
Looks like they're already trying to close it.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're both going to be on an intercept course, yeah.
Yeah, I think the key is to be able to be at a slight angle. To if they're firing a missile head on at you, they're going to get you every time.
Yeah. Also, the key is, like we found out last time, you got to think ahead. So you plan 5 minutes ahead if you kind of turn. So I already know when I get level going east, I've got to start making that right turn about here to bend around these guys. So
yeah, I was trying to weave to upset their intercept, but the missiles have enough performance to overcome any weave you can do.
You just, yeah, your turn rate is 0.0000001 degrees a second. It basically doesn't really turn, as we'd expect to see in real life. The SR-71 at Mach 3.2 didn't really turn. Wings level. So what I'm going to try and do now is probably start turning right now, I think. Try and bend it around these guys here, like you bend a football, a soccer ball.
Like Beckham?
Bend it like Beckham, right? You got it. No one in the comments understands what that is. Right, so what I'm doing, guys, I'm going to put them on side on.
Yeah.
And I'm so fast compared. These are Mark IV missiles, these ones here, viewers. I can just outrun them, I reckon. Right, I've got to already start thinking about my next thing here, viewers. I think I'm going to come round here and just kind of come like that. So I'm like that. I think that's going to be my natural thing. I need more bend. I need more bend.
Yeah, because I think you've got those first ones beat.
Yeah,
I think you're good. Just hold that turn.
Yep.
Yeah, you're getting sandwiched here.
Yep. I think, but if you hold that turn and head towards the southern set of MiGs,
yeah,
they will be nose cold.
Look at that.
Not looking for you by the time you show up.
Everything's modeled pretty well, viewers. The missiles, the planes, everything's got pretty decent flight models. And look what Hypersonic can do. If you've got a gap of whatever it was, 60, 70 miles, it will just blast through because it's so quick. Even if they see me, which they will. If nothing else, they'll see the giant 5,000 degree burning fireball that Hypersonic thing makes. Right.
Yep,
guys.
We're clear of the first two.
Yep. It can't catch me. It's a Mark IV missile.
It can't catch you.
Fired in anger.
Even if you fired at a Mark 1, let's say, that makes it a Mark 5 missile. It's still slower. 2 missiles out. Yeah, they're just fired in anger. They knew I was through. Right, it's working, guys.
I keep your right pull going.
I'm feeling that as well.
Ones.
Yep. So I was going to go around here. I've actually changed my mind. I'm actually going to go through here. I think that. Oh no, they're out. They've already been fired. That there, viewers, is the mighty axe head. Itself is a slight neon hypersonic weapon. This is what I'm really worried about. Fired at a range of, well, it's as soon as they saw me. It was fired at 80, 90 miles or something. Oh dear. Right, I'm going to need maximum roll, guys.
Yep, about 90.
Be really careful because I'll nap my autopilot up if I roll too high. Come on. Look, this guy's fired in anger just to try and upset me. Nowhere near. Now these things, like I said, look at the speed. 3,000 knots at the bottom there, viewers. 3,000 knots. That's Mark 5.
They bleed that speed very fast.
Yes, they do. Because they're off power. Come on, Cap. Come on, Cap. Right, we know we can get this far, guys. Come on. Come on. Yeah, but they struggle to turn as well.
You're going to make it. You're going to make it.
They're big lumps. Come.
Yeah, the problem is you can't turn fast enough to evade them, I don't think.
Yeah! Super Cap!
Next
Look at them.
missiles are going to be.
Wiggle their stupid fins at me.
Job.
That was a good job, guys.
Don't give up your turn.
No. Keep turning. Keep turning. I'm good. Oh, blood pressure rising.
Now you can go back.
I'm making them bend. I'm making them bend. Look, they can't get up to Mark 5. Super Cap, 100%
the missiles are only at 30. Missiles are only at 30,000. You're going to
That's the problem.
9 o'clock low.
There you go. Bring it back
WS
left.
is going off.
Right on.
Right, I've got to think about skipping off here now. Well, look at that, guys. Axe heads, kiss my fat one. Right, I've got to get Mac's turn now to skip off this doodah. Right, now it's the S-400. Even if they fire these axe heads behind like they are, viewers, they're a mark slower than me. And they're bending. Did you see how they're bending? Woo! Bending missile, bad missile. Right, MiG-31's freaking defeated. I was not sure I was going to do that at all. Right.
Skip off the southern edge of that yellow ring.
I don't know what to do. Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Absolutely right. Oh, I think I've left
Gotta
it
be
too late.
wary of those southern MiG-31s, but it's your best bet.
Roger, let's go and have a look at
I
the
think
south
he's got
side.
enough angle on him, though.
They're going to fire. They're going to fire a compute in their solution. Don't fire, don't fire, don't fire. Oh, bollocks! A thing happened.
One away.
Missiles 6 o'clock high.
Look at his axe heads chase me. Suck it. You're too slow and old. Right, what have they fired? That's a misfire. That's the wrong kind of missile. Stupid system. That's a close range missile. That will not even get... It's not even a hypersonic missile. That won't get anywhere near me. That's an S-400 problem.
You've confused it.
I really have.
50,000 feet.
Speed's already decreasing.
60,000.
Yeah, missile's dud. And it's not firing its growlers. They're the big missiles, viewers, and I'm 100% giving them. Look, just to prove it. Sorry about the shading problems. It's a game bug I can't seem to get rid of. Look, they're all there. If they don't fire at me, that is 100% of them problem. They can't get a solution.
Well, it is up high enough, Cap.
Well, I've taken my picture. I've just got to escape now, viewers. This stupid little thing trying to catch me up. I'm a right nerd. Right.
Tracking radar is tracking you. I can see it.
Yep, there's the track radar, viewers. It's doing its thing. It just can't find a solution for its big grumble missiles.
It's slowing down. It's less than 1,200 knots.
Nice. Yeah, can't catch me.
Now that you're past it and that far away, you're good to
Still,
go.
Yep.
yeah, it's still going up.
Turn back in now, viewers.
Turn back in. You gotta go home.
Yeah, I have to go this way though. I don't know why I'm flying over Russia. Oh, go on, and should we see if we can go all the way back? As the grumble failed to...
I would just say hold that right turn and
All right.
just take it back to Ukraine.
Viewers, it was just so easy getting through the Russian stuff. I am frigging going back. Right, look, these axe heads are still in the air. Giant lump of a missile, that is. But even that can be defeated by Mach 5.6. Now, I've got a slight problem is I can't actually turn tight enough, so you're going to have to let me go over the edge here, viewers, because I've got no choice.
You can turn left if you continue on heading for a minute or so.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. Oh, I'll make it, guys. I'll be all right. Right. That's interesting. Why didn't it fire? I wonder why it didn't fire. It's a computation. It decided it could not compute the intercept. Why did it fire a small
I
one?
think,
It's a
Cap,
weird one.
at the time it fired, you were headed straight towards it, and it calculated that it only needed the short-range
How
missile.
interesting. So we've literally confused it. Now, would they do that in real life? Probably not. They would probably push the fire everything button, and every missile would go off, but we can't tell it to do that. It does what it wants in games controlled by the core game algorithms. Right, don't dare bank any higher, guys, because it'll mess my autopilot up. Forced to go stick and rudder.
You've seen behind enemy lines. They just punch off 2 missiles. They don't wait for the first one.
Some core game. Some sites do that. S-300 does that, actually. It fires a redundant missile. I'm just going to have to go over the edge, guys. But I'll go back in. My viewers' game is 100% on speed. Wow, 3191. I'm a big, fast boy.
I think it'll be very sketchy to turn back in.
So what the problem is, Timber, it's probably didn't realise, is they're using satellite jammers. I'm just making this roleplay up as I go. And I can't upload my photos, so I've now got to get the plane back. And for some reason, I'm not allowed to go to Turkey. So I have to go back through the gauntlet, just to make it extra fun for the Viewington Rulingtons. And a little birdie told me they do like fun.
When the SR-71 was flown across the Atlantic to go to Farnborough, they were setting a transatlantic speed record. They flew up the channel, and they came beam land, had to slow down. So they were heading about just north and east. By the time they were heading west, they were up at the same latitude as Birmingham and Manchester. So it took them a good 150 miles to turn around.
Exactly what we've got here. Isn't that amazing, viewers? Yep, that's the thing. You just
I think by the time you get going north again, you'll be over Crimea.
I can't do anything about it. If I turn tighter, it will break down. The funny thing is how slow it makes these aircraft look. A MiG-31 is going at well over 1,000 knots ground, but it's nearly Mach 2 this thing's going, and it seems pitifully slow. Isn't that interesting? How your relative perspective of everything just changes, and then you get back into a mortal plane like an F-15 or something afterwards, and it all seems so slow. not really much to look at, I'm afraid, viewers. Up this high, it's clouds and space. Yeah, the boys are probably right. I just can't turn tight enough to get back into the bowl. Interesting that these guys have decided that they can't intercept me, look, viewers. They've just decided I can't make that intercept because I've been side on all the time. Yeah, I can't get back in, guys. Oh well. What did we prove there then, viewers? We can 100% get past the 4th gen Su-35s with their medium-range missiles. And to be honest, that wasn't a surprise because we did exactly the same with the Chinese variant of the flanker, the J-15, which is very similar to the Su-35. It's a similar missile. But then, this was new. The Axe Head, a Mach 5 slightly plus missile, had a better chance. They shot them at 90 miles or more, but with a bit of cranking, they couldn't make the turn. I'll tell you why I think it is. The missiles have the same problem that my jet does. I can't turn. Why can't I turn? Whoops. I can't turn because there's no air up here. My fins, nothing really does a lot. So I have to just slide and skip along through the air. And the missiles have exactly the same problem. They're all aero-based missiles in that their fins make them turn. And at 70, 90, whatever 1,000 feet they were at, they can't really turn, so they just slip and glide, and they couldn't turn quick enough to intercept me. And their original calculations of where they could make the intercept, where they fired a missile, by the time the missiles got near me, I had moved so far forward that those calculations were now irrelevant. Now, why did the S-400 fire? I don't really know. Probably what the boys thought when it made its original calculation and shot at me. I was in such a different place by the time the missiles actually started coming out, it could no longer get the solution. There was something they could have done, like we said, the S-400 could, at the beginning, have fired everything at me, and it might have even have got me, but again, I can't force it to do that. And like I said, I can't turn around now, so, and I'm done. And it appears I'm going to space now. I thought that was a lovely bit of science that is not perfectly modelled. Nothing's perfectly modelled, viewers, but it's pretty well modelled, and I wouldn't be surprised if that was fairly close to how real life would go. Anything from my pilots?
Yeah, you definitely need a strategy to get through all this stuff, because you succeeded where we didn't.
I kind of learnt from you guys. I watched where you turned and how tightly you turned, and I just planned a few minutes before. Anyway, I just want to quickly see how high I can go. No, I can't
You
go
hit the
high.
ceiling.
Yeah, I hit the ceiling, hit the game ceiling. Yep, and down I fall. Strider, can I help you?
I was going to say that. I noticed the planes were trying to intercept you instead of where you were going. So anybody that was watching, they need to know that you gotta go where you're going instead of where you are.
Right. So they were thinking a bit like I was a Mach 1 aircraft, but they needed to think that I was a Mach 6 aircraft and literally plan 5 minutes ahead like I did. That's what they should have done, right?
Yeah.
But the AI is not that smart, and I'm not even sure a human is that smart, to be honest. So yeah, very hard thing to do. All right, viewers, I hope you enjoyed that, and bye-bye.